Top of the morning, Bay, with Good Morning Bay.
Get to know about the traffic on your way and what's news around the world today.
Some wisdom skills along the way.
Oh, and a song to hum along with and sway.
Get your perfect entertaining start to the day.
At 9 a.m. every weekday morning with
Mahima's
Good Morning Bay.
Good morning, Bay. आप सभी लोग हमारी तरफ से एक प्यार भरा नमस्ते.
Namaskar.
Welcome.
Namaskara.
Parishamadi.
Assalamu alaikum.
सत श्री अकाल.
అందరికీ వందనము.
जय स्वामी नारायण.
जय श्री कृष्ण.
जय जिनेंद्र.
हमारे इस्माइली भाई बंधुओं को बोलते या अली मदद.
मौला अली मदद बोलते हुए सारे फीजी अहमद को बोलेंगे नीसा बुला बंदजान. हम आ गए हैं आपके प्यारे महिमा के द्वारे. myself Altu Baba.
And of course, myself, Altu Rani, लेकर आपके लिए एक और drive time that's going to make it totally exciting and totally मस्तानी बंद जाने.
खुदा बंदजान. Of course, आपका बोल दे बंदजान आज है 449th day of sheltering in place. मतलब we gonna hit 450 बंदजान for sure.
Yeah.
Probably hit at 455 because June 15th is everything going to open up and everything. But 455. अब तक 50 ही हुआ है. 55 हो जाने वाला है. 455 will be the date we'll all remember that 455 days we have been sheltered in diligently. And thank you all for actually doing it so diligently because luckily, finally we are, I don't want to jinx it, keep my fingers crossed and my legs crossed also, saying that we probably are going to be coming out of the COVID situation totally. That's wonderful.
That is awesome, yeah. Actually, there's also some talk, right, Altu, about some counties over-reporting the number of COVID deaths.
What?
Yeah, over-reporting apparently.
That is why you should listen to the news. And Father is going to bring that news to us and go to सबका पर्दा फाश करने वाली है बंजान. And just रुके रहिएगा, थोड़ी देर रुके रहिएगा, जब तक मैं आपको ये क्या बोलते हैं उसको, मैं आपको क्या कर दे, what is this? जब तक मैं आपको ट्रैफिक अपडेट दे दूँ, हमारे फालतू नहीं आपके लिए वो न्यूज़ नहीं कह जाएगी बंजान. लीजिएगा आपके लिए पेश है अभी रास्ते का हाल टोटल सस्ते में.
It's time for the Bandu Traffic Update. Call us from wherever you are at 408-912-2479.
That's from Banjan, 408-912-3479. Oh my God, summer aa rahi hai ki nahi aa rahi hai? We don't know, Banjan, because still in spring right now. Weather also is such actually. It's not going to be too hot today. Uppermost, we're going to be in the mid 60s. Yeah, you heard it right. Probably will go to the 67, 68, but we're going to come back by afternoon 66, 65. I'm not kidding, Banjan, because the whole week is going to be that way. I think the weekend is going to be kind of cloudy, but it might be hot also because it's going to be in the range of upper 70, 79, 80. So probably a weekend is going to be nice if you're going to stay here and just go to the park or something like that. But it'll be nice and pleasant. Next week, we don't know. We probably will have somewhere the same kind of a weather itself. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like as though the winter seems to be hot, the spring seems to be hot, suddenly it's cold. It's Bay Area has to make up its mind on weather also, by the way. Anyway, probably might be correlated to the maybe a positive correlation to the amount of electric vehicles on the roads, Faltoni. What do you think?
I don't know, Altu Baba. It could be that too.
Well, one thing is that was a recent report I read last week actually about the forests and everything, right? We have lost 10% of the sequoia trees in California. 10%, man. It's quite a huge number.
Yeah.
Because you remember there was so many acres of land burned down and all. Sequoia trees were like 1,000 years old, right? The big trees, right?
Correct.
Which we used to love to be priding, the what do you call that? That something giant, so that Gateway of Giants.
Avenue of the Giants.
Avenue of the Giants, probably.
Is that the area?
I don't think so, but they're that majestic ones. Some of the trees were actually thousands of years old. And unfortunately, we have lost them. 10% of them are gone, erased from the thing. Because you just imagine how much of carbon dioxide they used to consume, but now they're not there anymore, right? Yeah, but we have to build more trees, get more trees, planted more trees and everything, so we can actually get the carbon dioxide recycled to oxygen. वो सब यार होता है लेकिन feel sad when you actually listen to this kind of news and you read the kind of articles, right? But anyways, but I bounce back whenever I listen to you guys when you call us. Aaj, of course, probably you're not able to call us because we don't take calls in this particular format, but I will definitely share with you what's happening on the roads. वो बाकी था. Let's see. There is a high wind advisory on 92 eastbound and westbound San Mateo Bridge. Similarly, high wind advisory on the 80 bridge as well. So watch out for that. Some sluggish traffic on getting onto 880 from 80 bridge from Berkeley. That's it's always the case. An accident on 580 is slowing down traffic on Central Avenue in Richmond. Watch out for that. South Bay May, there's no instance of any accidents or I don't even see any kind of congestions anywhere. Save a little bit of congestion on 101, which is standard when you're actually trying to get to Alum Rock area. A little bit of congestion there. But otherwise, all the other accidents are towards the East Bay and everything, near Antioch and all. Watch out for that. And since you know, high winds is there on the bridge of 80. It also transfers towards Livermore as well. So some on the other bridges as well, there's some advisory of some high winds over there. So watch out for that. Probably the high winds are one bringing us cold air, cold weather, Banjan. So thank you so much for that air conditioning which the world is giving us. For summer we require it, I suppose. I only hope it gives some rain to us, because I read somewhere, Faltoni, that we're actually going through drought.
Yeah, that's true, Alto Baba. This year is drier than ever.
Yeah, this year is drier than ever. Wait, are you talking about dry as in the kind of dry? No? Or
What?
dry as in water dry?
There's heat and dry
I
weather
thought you
and winds, and it's perfect storm for the fires.
Perfect storm.
For the fires.
Perfect storm for the perfect storm.
Perfect storm kind of situation. Kuch bhi, yeah.
Alright, Banjan, that was the update on what's happening in the traffic and everything. But right now it's time for us to go and see what's happening with the news. So, Faltoni, what do we have as news for today?
From the Radio Tihari studios, live right here in the Silicon Valley, Banajan, here are your news in detail from across the United States and locally right here in the Bay Area. What is California going to look like, or what is the Bay Area going to look like when California reopens on June 15th? Well, Bay Area residents and businesses are preparing for California's plan to fully reopen its economy and move past the coronavirus pandemic. But there are questions surrounding how local officials will implement the state's new guidance. Each county will have final say on the June 15th reopening, and we're working to actually get the details from the local officials. The blueprint for a safer economy is where most of us are, news sources are going to go and get our updates from. In Alameda County, the Public Health Department says the county is fully aligned, I beg your pardon, with the state's reopening plan. Recommendations for fully vaccinated people and mask guidance. The health department encourages residents to review the California state blueprint for a safer economy for more industry specific guidance. In Contra Costa County, they say that they also plan to align with the state and do not have any additional local restrictions. In Marin County, they also say that they will align with the state and they plan to rescind all their health orders. The only health order the county plans to keep in place is the requiring COVID-19 positive people to quarantine. They don't want to have any other regulations in place. In Napa County, the county said it will align with the state's reopening guidance, including lifting of the local mask mandate. They're going to remove that as well. San Mateo County is also aligned with the state's industry guidance for activities, and they are also saying that they recently changed their face mask guidelines to align with that of the state. You can find out that as well. In Santa Clara County, we are in the yellow tier and we're still waiting for plans from our health department, and we don't have any other updates. San Francisco is also in yellow tier and is aligned with the state's reopening guidelines. So I'm assuming the mask mandate also will go into play there too. So Solano County is now saying that they are going with not the reopening but beyond the blueprint plan. What is that? You have to go and check out on mediamahima.com. In other news from across the Bay Area, Banajan, there are questions that are lingering because apparently Governor Gavin Newsom came out and said last weekend that he's not planning to take us out of the emergency mode as of June 15th.
What?
Yes, exactly. The reopening is right around the corner, but apparently people don't know, especially Bay Area residents don't know what exactly is coming. People in Walnut Creek are out and about enjoying live music and restaurants and everything, and also expecting what's in store next Tuesday, but clearly in the Bay Area we're still waiting on finding out what needs to be done. South Bay residents, well, Banajan, there's going to be mandatory water restrictions in the South Bay, which is going to be coming very soon. The Santa Clara Valley Water District's board is expected Wednesday to declare a water shortage emergency and consider a mandatory reduction in water use. Water district staff is recommending people cut their water supply use by 15% of what they used in 2019. Many residents like Peter Sanchez Jr. are already preparing for drought-tolerant gardens after the last drought in 2012. Some of these people have torn out grass and put in drought-tolerant landscaping.
I'll tell you one thing, don't complain if that's the case, because who needs water right now? The farmers.
Yeah.
And it's very difficult for farmers to get the water. So it's better we can actually have a lawn which is brown color. So what?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. And dry grass is still okay. It's not bad.
Well, dry grass, you could put water-friendly landscaping. You could put succulents in, which doesn't take a lot of water,
Yeah,
and that kind of
correct.
thing. If you still want to keep some greenery.
Yeah, but what's the point in keeping it? It's like, dikhawa kyun karna, yaar? We got to spend money where, water required for us to grow plants. And our grass, we can't eat the grass. We don't even feed the grass to animals which we have in our house.
Right.
If you have a goat, different issue.
Well, so what... what is the difference between a goat?
A goat will actually eat the grass, right?
Oh, God.
What?
Anyway, Santa Clara Valley Water District Board Vice Chairperson Gary Kremen has said that the reduction is needed after another very dry winter. The Sierra snowpack was low, and the particular county's largest reservoir, Anderson, was nearly empty to accommodate earthquake repairs. So we don't have enough water. We're having trouble buying water on the open market because everyone else is buying it up, and it's 10 times more expensive than it was just 2 years ago.
Yeah, earthquake is very important, Belgium, because you remember what happened in Tahoe, right? There was an earthquake under the lake. You never know. What if the earthquake suddenly takes all the water inside? Zoop. What's it going to do afterwards? What? It's like a basin, right? There's a crack in the basin, the water goes
Trust him to come up with the most wonderful conspiracy theories, Vijay.
Of course, that's why I'm known as Altu Baba Falfani. Alternative facts.
Anyway, yeah, that's true, actually. Alternative set of facts. From the United States and Banajan, the U.S. Senate passed a landmark bill. They voted 68-32 on Tuesday to approve a sweeping package of legislation intended to boost the country's ability to compete with Chinese technology. An indignant China responded to the vote by saying it objected to being cast as an imaginary U.S. enemy. The desire for a hard line in dealings with China is one of the few bipartisan sentiments in the deeply divided U.S. Congress, which is narrowly controlled by President Joe Biden's fellow Democrats. This measure actually authorizes $190 billion for provisions to strengthen U.S. technology and research, and would separately approve spending $54 billion to increase U.S. production and research into semiconductors and telecommunication equipment, including $2 billion dedicated to chip production used by automakers that have seen massive shortages and made significant production cuts. We all know that happened because of China. The other thing that's happening is President Joe Biden on Wednesday withdrew a series of Trump-era executive orders that sought to ban downloads of WeChat and TikTok, and ordered a Commerce Department review of security concerns posed by those apps and others. The administration of former President Donald Trump had attempted to block new users from downloading the apps and ban other technical transactions that Chinese-owned TikTok and WeChat both said would effectively block the app's use in the United States. The United States is forming expert groups on safely lifting global travel restrictions, and especially two places. The working groups are going to be working on travel to Canada, Mexico, European Union, and the United Kingdom to determine how best to safely restart travel after 15 months of the pandemic restrictions, a White House official said on Tuesday. And U.S. Representative Val Demings is going to be vying for Republican Marco Rubio's Senate seat. And in Virginia, former Virginia Governor McAuliffe wins the Democratic primary in the governor's race. More on all of this you'll find on MediaMahima.com. We have world news, but before that, do we have Agane Ka Kida, Altu Baba?
Yes, Falfani, Jitendra actually feels the same way what all our counties are feeling here in California.
Oh God, I think I can guess which one.
What? Which one? What?
अपने रुख पर निगाह करने दो.
Everybody feels the same way right now. 449 days.
खूबसूरत गुनाह करने दो.
We are asking to do some illegal things right now, Varjan.
रुख से पर्दा हटाओ जान है. आज दिल को तबाह करने दो. नकाब उठा दो मेरे हुजूर.
And of course, there is appeal going on to everybody, from everybody to Gavin Newsom.
Not just now.
Not just now is what Gavin is saying right now.
Yeah.
हुजूर जलवा फिर एक बार दिखा दो मेरे हुजूर.
And of course, Bachchan, ये तो था फिल्म मेरे हुजूर से. And beautiful song, Bachchan. We'll go to the song more. And ये रफ़ी साहब के आवाज़ में है. And ये आपको मालूम नहीं तो actually is a movie which actually is I think music is with Shankar Jaikishan साहब for sure, and a beautiful song. और प्ले करेंगे आपके लिए. I know you guys want to know about this, right? We'll come to that, but उससे पहले let's go check out what's happening with the world news. Faltoni, a quick look at that before we get into the break.
Yeah, absolutely. President Joe Biden and Russian President Vladimir Putin are set to hold their June 16 summit in an 18th century Swiss villa overlooking Lake Geneva, a soothing setting for what promises to be heated talks. A bitter dispute over election interference, cyber attacks, human rights, Ukraine hang over their first face-to-face meeting since Biden took office on Jan 20th. Mexican president is Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador said on Wednesday that Mexico was in a completely new phase of relations with the United States a day after a visit by U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris to Mexico City. Calling Harris an extraordinary woman, Lopez Obrador said that meetings during which the two countries agreed to deepen economic ties and invest to improve conditions in Central America to stem illegal immigration had been very good. With the G7 summit stop first, Biden embarks on an 8-day Europe trip. US President Joe Biden departs for Britain today on his first trip abroad since taking office, an 8-day mission to rebuild transatlantic ties strained during the Trump era and to reframe relations with Russia. And in news from India, Banajan, the southwest monsoon has arrived in Mumbai today. The IMD announced as heavy rains lashed the country's financial capital and suburbs since early morning, and waterlogging is reported in several districts. Torrential rain has actually paralyzed day-to-day life. In some disturbing news, Manajan, the Delta variant of the coronavirus that's driving India's COVID-19 second wave has something else that it's causing problems with. Doctors now want to know if it's even more severe than the fact that it's just infectious. Hearing impairment, severe gastric upsets, blood clots leading to gangrene symptoms not typically seen in COVID patients have been linked by doctors in India to the so-called Delta variant of the coronavirus. In England and Scotland, early evidence suggests this particular strain, which is also now dominant there, and it carries a higher risk of hospitalization. And in coronavirus live updates, about India is reporting 92,596 new COVID-19 cases in the last 24 hours, taking the country's total tally to 290 lakh 89,069 people who are affected by coronavirus, with 2,219 deaths. India's death toll from the virus now stands at 3.5 lakhs. So that's pretty much what we have in terms of news from India and across the world as well, Banajan. And if you would like more information on what we just shared, please go to MediaMahima.com. The same broadcast is also available on our YouTube channel, or you could watch this on demand on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Radio Dehadis. So, keeping with the unmasking guidance that would possibly soon be coming up, this is Agani Ka Kida, the final iteration. Hame ijazat dijiye. We'll see you tonight live at 5 on the Pam Pam Show. Have a wonderful Wednesday.
हुस्नो जमाल आपका शीशे में देख कर, हुस्नो जमाल आपका शीशे में देख कर मदहोश हो चुका हूँ मैं जलवों की राह पर। गर हो सके तो होश में ला दो मेरे हुजूर रुख से जरा नकाब उठा दो मेरे हुजूर.
Hi, this is Anushka Sharma. You're listening to me on Radio The Hotties with Altu Baba and Faltu Rani, where entertainment keeps getting hotter.